Hi everybody, welcome to the live Children here at Tides USA in Boston. I'm delighted to have Martin Deetz from DuPont. Martin has actually got 2 posters he's presenting this week, and we're going to go through them. So Martin, first of all, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. And can you just give me a quick overview of your job role at DuPont?
Sure, I'm a technical laureate, and my role is that I'm the chief scientist for the bioprocessing group.
Fantastic. So we're here in front of one of your posters. Can you talk me through it?
Sure. So one of the questions we always get asked is, how do you start? How do you develop a method for purification of oligonucleotides? And so this is just really a primer to take somebody through that process of how you'd start with an oligonucleotide, how you would problem solve your way to a method that actually does the separation. So normally what people would do was they would just start with a gradient separation. They take their oligo, they'd load it on, and they'd run a gradient to cross here. Well, it turns out that we ran first a 10 to 90 gradient, which was, it really didn't give us the separation that we were trying to get. And so we lowered the gradient to, this was a lower one and lower until we got a very, very shallow gradient across here. And when we started to look at this, we actually did not get the separation that we wanted. We were able to remove some impurities, but we could tell there were peaks, impurities hiding under that. So our next approach was to go and try an isocratic separation, because isocratic is the way to really get good separation. So by keeping the solvent system the same and just running it, we're able to get a lot better separation, but our main peak was quite broad actually. And so we tried to do that same thing and then step up to elute our product. So this did the nice thing about it tightened up our peak nicely. It removed the impurities, but we could still see that there were some impurities, these close eluting impurities. And so we sort of combined the best of both of those, and we ran an isocratic and then a shallow gradient. And what this does is it allows us to remove these and separate these early eluting impurities, but give us a really good resolution of separation around the main peak here. And so when we did that, we got really the purity and yield that we were aiming for, which was greater than 99%. And so then we decided to challenge ourselves and spike in a 26 mer. So this was all done with the 25 mer phosphodiester DNA oligomer. But when we spiked in the 26 mer, making this a much more difficult separation, we still were able to get that really nice separation. So, this is a way that, a process developer would just go through, slowly problem solve, run an experiment, change it, run the next experiment to figure out where to go.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for giving that quick overview, Martin. You've got another poster. We've actually got technology viewers. We're going to pause this, and you'll see us on the next poster in a split second.
Sounds good.
And we're now at the other poster.
Hey.
Technology. So, Martin,
Yeah.
can you talk me through this poster as well?
Sure. The first thing that we're always asked when we talk to a person is, they always ask us, can you do an N and N-1 separation? And that's what we talked a lot about on the last poster. And then the second thing they ask us is, well, how does that compare versus other products? And that's what this poster is about. So we took the separation that we talked about there and we ran it with some competitive material. And if you are close in, this is a bit closer than the last look, you can see these impurities that you're getting the separation from the side. It's actually blown up over here. You can see these humps. Those are the impurities that you're really trying to take out. So did a lot of analytical on the separation of our material versus a competitive polymeric 15 micron and a C18 silica that's 16 micron, and looked at that yield purity curve. And so what we see is we can get really, really high yield purity in this separation, even better than some of these smaller particle size materials. Normally there's a trade-off between particle size and resolution, but even with our larger particle size, we're still able to get that resolution. And We talked about the 25 mer and 26 mer last time. This is the same thing. We show that it also has good separation. And then finally, to go to another type of molecule, we went to an RNA material. While the other ones are 25, 26 mer DNA, this was a 41 mer RNA to show that we can get that separation. Again, figure out our method for it and are able to get these small impurities off of here and show that we could get extremely high purity and yield. So greater than 90% yield, greater than 99.5% purity up here. And so the last thing that people ask us about is, okay, if you can do N-1, how does that compare with others? Where can I get some? And so we do have our e-store here, where our products in pre-packed columns or in small bottles are immediately available for shipment all around the world.
Thank you very much for giving me that overview. Not one, but two posters. So there you go, viewers. If you're here at Ties USA in Boston, please come and talk to Martin and the rest of the team at the DuPont booth, which is 606. If you can't make it, then you can check out the website, the links will be on the video. And also, we say, Martin, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the week. And
thank you.
Enjoy presenting those posters.
Sounds great.
Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.